Warning: the following video contains explicit language, which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Are you ready? Hey everybody, it's Jeff. Nice to see everybody out. Hot one here today. Sunny, beautiful out and everything. And but hot. And so going out anywhere, you want to go where there's air conditioning. But yeah, I did go out today, and I went over to GameStop. Now, GameStop, let me say here before I show you what I did. They've been cutting their hours back a lot. They closed at 5 o'clock today, which is unusual. Usually they're open till about, what, 8 or something. So they're only, I don't know if it's because they cut back on staff, or if it's just they didn't get the money or whatever, but, you know, GameStop here is downgrading quite a bit. And but anyway, I went in there at about 4 o'clock, so and I found this little gem here. And guess this was a $39.99 figure, but with my membership to GameStop and my veterans discount, I got it for $21. Not bad, huh? It's been sitting in there for a long time. I guess nobody really wanted it, but I mean, I wanted it, but I wasn't going to pay 40 bucks for the fucking thing. But when I went in there today, it was sitting tucked down in the bottom somewhere in the store, and I saw that the sticker had a 10% off thing on it, and I was like, oh, now's the time to get it. You know, the last one. That's the only one they had left in there. So I grabbed it, and I got that for $21 when it was a $39.99 figure. And Smokey's trying to get into the box now. So yeah, so that's what I went and got that today. And everybody's out today. Everybody's on the road. The restaurants are full. I don't know what the hell's going on this weekend. Maybe something, I don't know, but it's really jammed out in Bangor today. And eat itches. So yeah, it's you know, I guess maybe this weekend it'll be more of the same. I might try to go down towards where they have the flea markets here, Winterport, down that way. I might try to venture out down that way. I don't know. Last year I went down there, didn't find anything I wanted, but it's kind of been a tradition in the summer to go down that way. Plus, you know, I like to go a little bit further down towards the actual coastline and see the boats and stuff, because you know, they got you know, lots of places there to take pictures and stuff, and I might take some pictures, you know, if I'm down there to make to put up on my video here, so or my videos. So anyway, to get to the point of our video today, yesterday, if you weren't aware, they had a press conference for President Biden, and I think it was just about an hour long. They were a little late getting him out there on the stage, but they got him out there, and they asked him some questions about lots of things, international wise. I mean, not international, but you know, basically about what's going on in Israel and in Ukraine. And then they talked a little bit about some domestic stuff, like the inflation and things like that. And of course, he brought up some of his accomplishments. And trying to think. And we took a few shots at Donald Trump on the stage. He wasn't like he didn't perform like he did during debate. I mean, he stayed more on topic, and I think that was a help that people weren't trying to make him flustered. He took the questions. Apparently, they had a list of names in front of him. Smokey, be careful. They had a list of names of people that he's supposed to call on for questions. So I guess there might have been some kind of a raffle or something like that to put your name in a bucket, and we'll pay you, pick the name, and then that'll be the person in line to get that question at. I don't know. They said it was all unscripted, so I don't know. It could have been partially scripted. I don't know. If the questions were already pre-thing, maybe the reporters already had questions ready. But at any rate, he took some questions and gave some answers, and he seemed, comprehensible. He doesn't talk loud. I mean, he kind of keeps his voice a little bit above a whisper, and and he talks a little slow. Okay. But if you follow what he's saying, he sounds like he's aware of what needs to be done, right? I mean, he's making sense. He's not going off on tangents. He's not bitching about toilets or water pressure and stuff like you would get from one of Trump's rallies, okay? He's talking, he's making sense, all right? But you just got to listen to him. But I was watching this live on my iPhone where the comments were scrolling. And I can't tell you how fucking pissed off I was getting reading the comments as they were going by on the screen. Of course, I should have expected it, but people were laughing and making jokes about them and stuff while they were online, typing in things that weren't really comments. They were just, mudslinging is what it was, essentially. Okay? And it was going by, so fast that really anything you put there probably would not get seen or read because it's just going by too fast. But there were a lot of people watching. Okay, and everybody wanted to take a dig at Biden because he was up on the stage. So when it was done, when the press conference was over, okay, I expected that there wouldn't be much change from the people who've already decided that Biden should leave. Okay, I didn't expect there would be any change, and sure enough, this morning. The people that were firmly ensconced and not wanting to see him run for president are still there. Okay, now they were talking about some $90 million being withheld from the Democrat campaign this morning because they are not sure whether Biden is either going to stay or he's going to decide not to run, even though he said multiple times that he's staying. But they're thinking that the Democrats are going to do something to get him out, force him out. I don't know what, blackmail him or something. I don't know what they're going to do. Okay, so they're holding their money. And remember I told you yesterday, if the money moves out of this fucking thing, that's when things are going to happen. Okay? And I can tell you right now, if Biden in the next couple of days doesn't come out and say he's withdrawn from the race, I'll be surprised. Okay? I'll be surprised. Because I think the Democrats are forcing him into a corner now, and they're not going to quit. Okay, Michael Moore come out today saying that what they did to him last night was elder abuse. Michael Moore now, okay? So, the same guy, by the way, who's been hailing Biden's accomplishments, but now he's telling everybody that, he's got to get out. He's got to drop out. Okay? George Clooney, same fucking thing. Ain't changing his tune. Jeffrey Hakeem, he come out and said he still supports Biden today. He wrote a letter to, I guess he got a private one-on-one there with the president, talked to him, and come back and he wrote a letter telling everybody that he's still supporting him. Okay. lots of people are really kind of pissed right now at the Democrat Party, because it seems to me, and it seems to them, that they're more afraid of Biden now than they were of Trump. And it's like, how did that happen? How the fuck did we get here? We were all united behind Biden to make sure, you know, at the start of the year that Trump was going to lose this fucking thing. Okay? And because of one fucking debate and a poor performance by the president, okay, not to bring up the idea the other side was lying their fucking ass off for 90 minutes, okay, but the fact that, you know, he couldn't counter Trump, you know, lie for lie, they're going to turn their back on him. But they have no idea who they're going to replace him with. Some people are saying, well, let's bring in Kamala Harris. Really? I got nothing personally against Kamala Harris, but I'll be damned if I'm going to live long enough to see a black woman as president in this country, because there's too much racism in this country for that to happen, and there's enough of it in the Democrats too. Okay, you can't even get the Democrats to put a first female president in the White House. Okay, Hillary Clinton, you know, Jesus, you can't even get them united behind that. So what the hell makes them think, no matter how good Kamala Harris is as a vice president and how much Joe Biden hails her as a competent president material, the Democrats are not going to want that. Or at least not enough of them. I'm not going to say all of them, but not enough Democrats are going to stand behind Kamala Harris as a viable substitute for Joe Biden. They'll probably rather go back to the Joe Biden the thing than that. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm speaking reality. The times we live in, it's disgusting. I don't like it. I think Kamala Harris would make a good president. Okay, which is why I say let's keep pushing for Biden, because if Biden decides in 2 years he doesn't want to continue on as president, we still got her. She can get in there and finish his term. She'll do a damn good job. But you see, they're not thinking like that. They just think about, let's get rid of him now, you know, and run into the race. Who the hell is it going to be? Well, they don't even have a fucking idea, because when you're this close to an election and you're talking about replacing your primary candidate, you better have in the same breath who you're going to replace that candidate with, because if you don't, people are not going to line up to vote for a whoever. Okay, they're going to want to know who you're going to vote for, and if they ain't got the fucking name yet in their head who they want to replace him with, then forget it. All the talk about replacing Biden. Okay, forget about that. If you don't know who you want to replace him with, then shut the fuck up and stop tearing the party apart. Stand behind Biden, okay, to the election. He's the one that we need to vote for, not anybody else. Him, okay? Unless you got a fucking name, you know, and you know, like I said, unless you got a name of somebody that you want to replace him with, which they haven't said anything yet. There's always these theories right now floating around. Nobody has anyone yet in mind, okay? If you don't have a name, then shut the fuck up, okay? Why is it that Republicans can stand united behind a criminal, rapist, and God knows what else? Nobody's asking for him to drop out of the race. They stand united behind that guy. But our guy, he screwed up in a debate, and now we got to get rid of him. What the hell is up with that? Are you Democrats that fucking weak? Are you that afraid of Trump that your fear is going to destroy your chances of winning this thing? You know, we've got nothing to fear but fear itself, folks. This is it right here. Fear undermining the whole process in our Democrat Party right here. That's what this is. I mean, and it's like somebody pointed out, like I did yesterday, 2016 all over again. They're going to divide the party come election year time, and half are not going to vote. The other half will, and won't be enough to beat Trump, because Trump will pick up all the electorate, all right? And the Democrats, they might get a popular vote, but they won't get enough of the electoral votes, okay? That's probably what will happen, because they would have beaten down the Democrats from this point on, making them feel like it's hopeless. And they're not giving us much reason to think that we have any hope at all. They're going for a Hail Mary, is what they're doing, okay? And it's like the reporters keep saying, if they're going to do something about this, it has to be done now. They can't wait. It's too close to the election now to be fucking around like this and infighting. Unless they got a goddamn name, right now to replace with Joe Biden, then they need to shut the fuck up and just go with the flow. Go with Biden. Stay united behind Biden, okay? Do what the Republicans are doing. Forget about his age. Forget about the fucking debate and how well or not well he did in it. Just stick with Biden. Michael Moore, elder abuse, you're a stupid idiot, okay? I've seen elder abuse firsthand, and that wasn't elder abuse. He went up there on the stage of his own accord and accepted those questions. That's not elder abuse. He took the challenge. He's still saying he wants to stay in the race. If he's being abused, I don't know what the hell you're thinking, okay? He's not being abused. You're a fucking asshole for saying that, okay? The fact is, this is a time when the party has to be united. If you're that scared about Donald Trump becoming president, then there is no question who you must vote for, okay? And falling apart now, short of the finish line, is just weak. And the Republicans are smelling blood in the water right now. They're just coming out, they did their own little poll, and they said they're hoping that Biden will drop out because they know they can't beat, Trump can't beat Biden. And if whoever else they pick, you know, it'll make it that much easier for Trump to win. Okay, that's what they're saying. What I'm saying, what I think what they're saying is they want us to think that. Okay, so that way we will remove Biden from the race. Okay, that way it makes it easier for Trump to win, and they want us to think that you know, that having Trump in there, knowing that Biden can beat Trump. Okay, they don't want us to keep running Biden. They want us to replace him with somebody Trump can beat. Okay, I don't know who that would be. I mean, I can't think he could beat Kamala Harris if they decide she was to run. You know, I really don't know. I mean, there's a lot of Democrats, even in Congress, who could probably out-talk him and outdo him and everything. Okay, I can't imagine how this would play into their game. You know, that to make it easier for Trump to win. More shit keeps coming out about him, especially with him and Jeffrey Epstein. There's a lot of stuff coming out about him and the conversations over the phone and stuff that he had with him. You know, the things are starting to look like, you know, he might have been more connected with this fucking sex trafficking thing that was going on with Epstein than we were ever allowed to know. Okay, but that's, you know, that's something that's brewing right now in the wind, and I'm sure that's making them nervous, especially you know, with the election coming up. They don't want any of that getting out, and if it does, they don't want to have that come out while Biden's still running for president. Okay, so anyway, they're putting out this narrative. I don't even know if they even took a poll or if this is just something they are saying just to drive the Democrats nuts. I don't know. But the Republicans are taking advantage of this discourse here in our party, in the Democrat Party. They're taking advantage of it. So this is good for them. They're good, you know, seeing this, because they expect that. They expect Democrats to jump on each other's throats and fight like we always do. Okay, you do that kind of stuff after you get your people in their seats. Okay, then you can bitch and debate and micromanage everything in this country. But when it comes to an election, that's the time you got to stand united behind your chosen candidate. Okay, we elected Biden to be president three years ago. Okay, we trusted him then to do it, and he did his job, and he did a good job. Okay, you're going to reward him now by kicking him in the nuts and saying, "Nah, you're too old now." Okay, he was too old then, but they still voted for him. Okay, he was too old even 3 years ago to you know, even I was saying it. You know, why did they pick him? You know, there's a lot of younger people they could have picked. No, they wanted to go with a name you know. Okay, that's what they wanted. Well, they, you know, now all of a sudden it's different. Now all of a sudden what I was bitching about them has become panic for them now. Okay, and like I said, he already proved that he can do the job. He showed last night that he still has an agenda. He still has a plan. He's still more things he wants to do. Okay, why drop that book halfway through the story and go pick up another one? You know, finish what you start. You got this guy president. Keep him in there until he decides he wants to get out. Okay, let him be the one that decides that. He said He'll take all the fucking tests the Democrats want him to take to see if he's still fit to do the job, okay? And if he's not, and if they say he can't do it, you know, then he'll consider getting out of it, okay? But at this point, he's fine, he says, okay? Even under all the stress. He said, yeah, I was busy. I was flying all over the goddamn cunt of the world here, going there. Made me tired, okay? He says, I have to regulate my time. You know, I can't campaign like a young man. And it's, even for a young man, it's a stressful thing. I mean, I can remember how it was for Bill Clinton when he was running, you know? But, you know, for a person, an elder person, you know, they got to watch how many hours they're out doing stuff, and they got to eat, they got to get enough sleep, okay? You can't expect a guy to be 18 all over again, okay? It just doesn't work that way. We knew 3 years ago who we were getting when we voted for Biden, okay? And yeah, he had a little more energy back then, but you know, 3 years is a big thing for a person that's already approaching 80, okay? Not everybody can be William Shatner here. I mean, Jesus Christ. You know, some people age faster than others, but the thing is that, you know, right now, like I said, we got to be united. We have to stay united, because if you don't, it shows weakness, and it disheartens a lot of people, you know, especially Democrats, who are, a lot of them are wishy-washy, and the minute they think that, oh, we ain't got a chance, they're going to stay home and not vote. The last thing you want to do is put blood in the water, and thanks to a lot of fucking assholes out there who claim to be Democrat loyalists, that's exactly what they did. You know, now if I know better than to do something like that, why the hell doesn't George Clooney, or Rob Reiner, or Stephen King, or Nancy Pelosi, these are people who are seniors. They should have known better than to come out and say something like that. But no, they were the first ones to go out there and cut Joe Biden's jugular, okay? After they fundraised for him, got $25 million, 3 weeks ago. He turns around and he said, I mean, that to me is a lowball fucking thing. You know, after that, George Clooney, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm not your fan anymore, okay? What you did was ridiculous. Your big mouth is what started this avalanche here of everybody saying, yeah, let's get him out of the race. If it wasn't for your mouth, that wouldn't have happened, okay? I don't care what you think you saw at your fucking party with him, okay? You need to understand that you're not 81 years old, okay, George? You're not there yet, but you will be soon enough, and you'll find out. It's easy to criticize someone who's old for being too old to do a job, okay? But if that person feels like they can still do their job, you know, why should you second guess their fucking, I mean, who are you? Who the hell are you? Didn't you learn anything about respecting your elders, for Christ's sake? Jesus. Anyway, let's go to a commercial break. We'll return.
This is me.
This is me.
This is me!
This is me.
I'm Alex Curtis. I'm a lobsterman in Maine, and this is me.
I'm Ruth McLaughlin, and this is me.
I'm Eric Hopkins. I'm an artist, and this is me.
This is me.
Me.
This is me.
This is me.
This is me.
At the end of the journey, the main thing is you. Original.
4th, 2018, after the Senate Intelligence Committee confirmed that Russia interfered in the 2016 election, 8 Republicans were at the Kremlin doing a photo op with high-ranking members of Vladimir Putin's regime.
Lawmakers traveled to Moscow this week on a Republicans-only trip to Russia.
One Russian official said the 8 Republicans were soft and that the meeting was one of the easiest of his life. Senator Ron Johnson even downplayed Russian election interference just days after his 4th of July trip to Moscow. And after Putin illegally invaded Ukraine and started shelling cities full of civilians, Ron Johnson went on Fox News to blame President Biden.
I don't think Vladimir Putin would have moved on Ukraine were it not for the weakness displayed certainly by the Biden administration, but also by the West in general.
If these senators were truly worried about Russia, why did they all vote to block 3 separate election security bills? Why did they cover for Trump when he withheld crucial military aid to Ukraine? Why have they all consistently taken Putin's side? Vladimir Putin has shown that his goal is to destabilize Western democracy. From Ukraine to the U.S., we can't allow his puppets to sink their claws deeper into our government. America, vote out Russia's Republican allies in 2022.
What is a failed coup? Is it a loss? A defeat? A victory for the good guys? What happens to those who perpetrated the coup? Are there consequences? Or do they remain in power? And if they do, when are we safe? What will stop them next time?
Donald Trump's campaign is obsessed with the past. He's willing to sacrifice our democracy, put himself in power. Not America, not you.
A failed coup with no consequences is just a training exercise for the next attack.
I am your voice. I am your warrior. I am your justice. I am your retribution.
And make no mistake, they're going to try again. Unless you stop them.
And welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. The whole point of their immigration policy is to ensure political control, replace the population, get a different outcome.
Now to Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson under fire, losing more advertisers this morning after claiming immigrants make America poorer and dirtier.
We begin tonight with the sudden departure of Tucker Carlson from Fox News.
Tucker Carlson Tonight is officially over and rebranded.
Right now, it's time for Fox News Tonight, so let's get started.
Google apparently doesn't think whites exist.
Every time something big happens with weather, it's climate change.
They want to take away your stove, your refrigerator, your air conditioner, and they want to even take away your meat.
Affluent white female liberals. Awfuls.
Taco bowls. Donald Trump sells taco bowls. Does Joe Biden sell taco bowls?
Here's how it all went down. Take a look.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it.
I think any other response kind of would have been a little gutless.
This is liberal suburban house husbands. So is the government controlling the weather with laser beams?
I hope that she's the Yoko Ono of the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know I recommend that all men refrain from using straws.
There's no indication of the nefarious intent. But of course, you've been talking a lot about the potential for foul play given the wide open border.
I mean, you have a border that's wide open. No one asks a man to close it. Black Americans online, some of them are saying, I'm voting for Trump now, because they too have sometimes felt they've been unfairly targeted by the criminal justice system.
Transvestite Recognition Day, so-called.
Is Donald Trump at risk of being America's first real political prisoner?
Primetime obviously has no evidence, but we're curious.
President Biden was asked if Trump supported an insurrection.
The mugshot has breathed new life into the Trump campaign and broadened his appeal to black Americans. This is historical fact that slaves did develop skills while they were enslaved and then used those skills as blacksmiths, as in agriculture, as Joe Biden never dated a black woman?
There is nobody who can move merch like Donald Trump.
He can be president from jail if he has to.
I hurt members of my family every night.
I call it complete lunacy.
Just watch us. We'll tell you both sides.
Take a look. I guess we don't have it.
Before we go, a little update on a story we brought you this week about homeless vets being displaced from hotels so that illegals could move in. Turns out the group behind the claim made it up.
Be a part of the entertainment value of a lifetime.
I loved it.
It was the best performance I've seen in a lifetime.
I loved the show. I liked it very much. He's a very entertaining man. It's well worth the money.
Now appearing in Charlottetown, coming to Halifax November 6th to the 18th, and St. John November 20th through the 26th.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. I want to read this op-ed piece here that's in the New York Times, no less. You know, the newspaper company that's in Trump's back pocket here. It's written by Charles Blow, published today, entitled "The Strongest Case for Biden is His Resilience in the Face of the Onslaught." Joe Biden is still standing, refusing to bow out. He reiterated that in a long and mostly successful news conference on Thursday night, some may view it as selfish and irresponsible. Some may even see it as dangerous, but I see it as remarkable. Despite sending a clear message in his recent flurry of interviews and rallies, in his stalwart address this week to members of the NATO alliance, and in his letter on Monday to congressional Democrats, in which he assured them that, quote, "I wouldn't be running again if I don't absolutely believe I was the best person to beat Donald Trump in 2024, unquote. There's still a slow drumbeat from luminaries, donors, and elected officials trying to write Biden's political obituary. The talent agency mogul Ari Emanuel, a brother of Rahm Emanuel, Biden's ambassador to Japan, recently said Biden, quote, "is not the candidate anymore," unquote, in a post on X. The best-selling author Stephen King said that it's time for Biden to, quote, "announce he will not run for re-election," unquote. Abigail Disney, an heiress to the Walt Disney fortune, said, quote, "I intend to stop any contributions to the party unless and until they replace Biden at the top of the ticket," unquote. They seem to believe that they can kill his candidacy by 1,000 cuts or by starving it to death. But none of this sits well with me. First, because Biden is, in fact, his party's presumptive nominee. He won the primaries. He has the delegates. He got there via an open, organized, and democratic process. Forcing him out against his will seems to me an invalidation of that process, and the apparent justification for this, that the polls, which are highly fluctuant, now indicate that some voters want him replaced, is insufficient. Responses to polls are not votes. Okay, hold on. Now I'm going to read some of the comments to this op-ed here. This one from Deerfield Beach, Florida. "I do not doubt Joe Biden one bit. He will fight on, and come November, this little spectacle will be forgotten, and he will beat Trump again. I'm serious, no kidding around." Forcing Biden out, this is from Charlie in Iowa. "Forcing Biden out is undemocratic. Coming from someone who would relish forcing Trump out, remarkable hypocrisy. from Insider, President Biden is not exhibiting resilience, but rather the obstinance of an elderly man in cognitive decline who won't give up his car keys. He is headed for a major car wreck with democracy as a fatality. Give it up, Joe. Oversighter Blow argues that Biden should not be replaced because, quote, Biden is, in fact, his primary's presumptive nominee. He won the primaries. He has the delegates. He got there via an open, organized, and democratic process, unquote. But this ignores a simple fact. People voted for a different Biden. His White House enablers hid the real, intellectually diminished, confused, stumbling Biden from the world. This is not the Biden people voted for. Therefore, the people deserve a refund. Dennis O'Keefe from Silver City, New Mexico. If Biden were diagnosed with a terminal disease and expected to die in 6 months, would you say the same thing? He won the primaries. He's confident he is the best one to defeat Trump. He has a great record for the first term. I like Biden and wish he was in better health, so none of this would be happening. But it is utterly and sadly obvious that as of right now, he is suffering from mental and physical decline, especially mental. As time moves on, he will only get worse. 2 months, 4 months, a year, 2 years. If he is barely capable now, how will he run the country at this dangerous and tumultuous time? I think he is afflicted with Parkinson's or Alzheimer's and not just old age, given how badly he is performing. I watched the press conference, and your comment that it was mostly good is a major exaggeration. It was sad and pathetic. Someone called it elder abuse. I agree. His handlers and family sending him out repeatedly to look like an old fool in front of the entire world is shameful. Debbie from Brooklyn, Massachusetts. Biden's insistence that only he can defeat Donald Trump, that only he has the experience needed at this time, is making things worse. What does it say about the entire Democratic Party if their best option, their only option, is an 81-year-old who is clearly past his prime? What would happen if he had already served 2 terms? There would be no one to replace him, as they say. The graveyards are full of indispensable people, effectively saying, quote, you young whippersnappers don't know anything, unquote, is not a winning strategy. If he is the, quote, only one, unquote, what will happen when the realities of his aging require him to step down sometime during his 2nd term? Okay, let's stop there. Again, his name ain't the only one on the ticket, people. Kamala Harris is on there too. And he already said many times before that he trusts her to do the job of president should that need arise. Okay? Now, you've already got people out there saying, let's replace Biden with Kamala Harris. That may happen. If he wins again in a couple of years, he may decide that he has to step down. And we'll get her anyway. And then you'll have somebody that's been in office, okay, for a couple of years that people will vote for a second time, right? You know what I'm saying? This is the best way to get the first black female woman in there as president right now, because to put her alone with somebody different running as VP on the ticket, I don't see that as a possibility. That's wishful thinking, as far as some of these Democrats are saying that they ought to use her, put her on the fucking ticket, okay? I think that, as bad as it was for people to accept Barack Obama as president, it's going to be 5 times worse for anybody in this country to utter Kamala Harris as the president, okay? Because there's a woman and she's black. She's got 2 things against her, okay? We couldn't even get Hillary Clinton in there as president, okay, before, all right? And she wasn't some newbie. She was, a veteran politician. So, like I said, I think that there's a lot of panic going on out there, thanks to the Democrat Party for putting it out there. This is not going to go away. Some people say, oh, by the time November comes around, it's going to be a distant memory. No, it's too close to the election for this just to disappear. We're going to be bitching about this until Biden steps down. And then after he steps down, we're going to be bitching about who we replaced him with. Okay? And we're going to carry that on right to the goddamn convention and right into the election. And I can guarantee you, 4 months makes a big difference in whether you got a united party or a divided party. Okay, it's going to make a big fucking difference. 4 months. Okay, And I'm already feeling the vibes from some of these comments and other people that some people are just giving up already. That they're not going to donate money, they're not going to vote. I've heard some people say that. Okay, I'm not voting. They're basically handing it over to Trump, and Trump was the reason why we were so energized to run, to get this victory. But I guess Project 2025 wasn't scary enough for you people. Okay, I guess the fact that women are going to have a national abortion ban implemented on them, and God knows what else the government's going to do to these women under Trump. I guess that's not enough to keep people united to keep Trump out. It doesn't fucking matter if Biden is 81 and mentally falling apart, okay? We have a contingency for that sort of thing if he shouldn't be able to finish his term. And we got the best choice, second choice, already in his administration, Kamala Harris. So what's the fucking problem? Vote for Biden now. Hope that he can finish the term, but if he doesn't, it's no big thing. We can replace him with Kamala Harris as president, okay? It's not a big fucking thing. But you're making it a big thing by arguing and bitching about this before the fact, okay? Get through the election first, and then we can sit and discuss whether or not Biden should stay as president after he wins, okay? That's okay then. At least Trump won't be president. But if you do all this shit now and you beat down the voters and make them feel like we can't stay united and that we ain't got the fucking votes and we don't have the support because they're watching money being pulled out of the race, okay, you guys, you're going to destroy your own goddamn cause here. There's a time and a place to be like this. This isn't the time nor the place for this. We have to be united. We've come this far. Don't back off now. Don't fucking get squeamish and have some sudden religious conversions all of a sudden now, okay? Finish the goddamn race first, and then worry about, whether or not your candidate's going to be able to make it through the fucking 4 years, okay? After he's in there, it won't matter then, okay? As long as we kept Trump out. Okay? That's the whole point, is to vote for anybody, anything but Trump. God. Don't lose focus. Don't lose your fucking focus. Okay? Stay the course. Keep your eye on the prize. That's what you're doing. That's what the Republicans are doing. They will stay the course no matter what Trump does from here on out. He can go out on Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody. I don't care what he wants. He says he can get away with. He'll do it. They'll stand right behind him. That's what we have to do here. The same fucking thing. Why? Because at the end of the day, we got more votes than they do. And if we split our fucking vote up and half the people don't vote and everything, we're coming into this like a broken down school bus. All right? This is ridiculous. Stop with the goddamn infighting. The enemy is Trump. It is not Biden. It's not your goddamn candidate. It's Trump. He's the fucking enemy. He's the one you got to focus on to keep out of office. He's the villain in this thing. Attacking your own man is just, it's so dishonest and so sickening to see Trump's own supporters coming out against him like that. I can't tell you how fucking disrespectful and sickening that is to see people doing shit like this right now at this fucking, so close to the election, the party's falling apart again. They're pulling 2016 all over again, and that's how Trump got in there the first time. He didn't have to cheat so much to get in there. All he had to do was watch the Democrats chew their own ass off, okay? And that's what they're doing now. Jesus Christ. I can't tell you how fucking frustrating it is to see what's happening right now, okay? So just, I wish I could get out in front of a camera on national television and just say what I'm saying right now to these fucking people out there to smarten the fuck up, okay? And stop splitting the goddamn party apart, because that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. And like I said before, if you don't have a fucking name in your head right now who you want to replace Biden with, then shut the hell up. Because nobody's going to wait till 2 days before election and the Democrat, oh, this is the one we want. No, this is not the one that's going to happen. Your Hail Mary is going to fall on its face. This is not the time to be doing second guess work here. You either were on board this fucking boat from the start to the finish, or you weren't on board at all. All right? It's nice to be able to raise $25 million and then just not, give it to the, what are you going to do? You going to ask for a refund, George? You're going to say, I want my money back. You know, your donors are going to be screaming they want their money back because now all of a sudden they don't want... You know, what the hell do you think this is anyway? Retail? You know, you think this is how government works here? You picked this guy to run at the time when it was necessary to do so. You don't get to have do-overs in a situation like this. You fall on your face, you don't get a do-over. If we could have done that, we would have done that in 2016, and we would have got Hillary Clinton as president. But we don't get do-overs. So that's why you got to do this thing right from day one. And this is not the way you win campaigns, by replacing people 4 months outside of a goddamn election. All right, that's not the way you do this shit. Jesus Christ! I mean, if people ran the Olympics that way, people running and they see that they're not going to win and they just say, "Ah, fuck it, I'm not going to run anymore." You know, what the hell do you think people are going to think about that person that was running in a relay or something? Okay, they're going to say, "This fucking guy don't even give a shit." You know, you're going to diminish Joe Biden, his legacy, by making him take a fall on purpose, so you can replace, who knows, him with somebody else. And you guys are so, you know, you're like the coach that says, no, let's take that guy, that runner out and replace him with somebody else, somebody we don't even know. Okay, that's not the way you win races. That's not the way you win seats in government. Okay, for good or bad, these people will run to the end. Okay, their purpose is to convince you that they can do the job. Biden has already accomplished that. He's already proven he can do the job. He's done the job for 4 years, okay? And he's got an incredible staff in his administration to keep this thing going, no matter whether he's able to finish the next term or not. Kamala Harris is just there waiting, you know, for the opportunity to pick up the baton and continue on the fight, okay? There's no reason in the world why we should be sweating bullets here about whether or not Joe Biden can do this, okay? Oh, you know, if you want him to do better in the debates, fine. You could do what you want with that. But let's not cut his throat. Let's not start falling apart and getting all wishy-washy and linguini-spined and all that. Okay, forget that. You stay united behind this person, just like the right wing stays united behind their flawed candidate, okay? I mean, you really think that that Trump is going to be able to defeat Biden? What the hell did Trump accomplish? Other than breaking every fucking law known to man, okay? What the hell did he accomplish? That's going to be such a big, looming, dark cloud over Biden. He didn't accomplish nothing. You guys are sweating bullets for nothing. Jesus Christ. You know, I hate to be... I'm usually right about a lot of things. And one of the things I'm always right about is you can always expect people to do exactly the wrong thing at the worst time. Okay? And when it comes to the Democrat Party, that saying holds so much truth, because I've seen them do this time and time and time again. Whenever it comes down to seeing the goal in front of them, to do something that's going to benefit a lot of people, they will trip, stumble, fall, and come up with all kinds of ways to screw up a good thing, you know, before it can even become a reality. You know, if there was another party, if there, you know, we need to create a whole new Democrat or a liberal party. The Democrats, I think, you know, their time right now in this country is over. Joe Biden loses this election, the Democrat Party's finished. Because once the Republicans get in there, that party is going to be on the defensive for the rest of their fucking existence. They're never going to be able to do anything else after that. Okay? So we need the rest of us, those of us who really believe in progressive ideas and consider ourselves Democrat, we need to create a whole new party where we have the idea of unity behind a good cause, where we aren't going to have these second-guessing babblers out there messing up the works, promising they're going to fund the campaign and yanking their money out at the last minute. Okay, we got to have a better party than this. The Democrat Party has been really a love-hate relationship in this country, okay? You love them for one thing, you hate them for the next, okay? And, you know, it's just, I really get sick and tired. I mean, there's been many times when I've changed party affiliation, went from independent to Democrat, back to independent, back to Democrat, you know, and it's because I can't stand the Democrat Party all the time, okay? They do some stupid fucking things like what's going on right now at a time when so much is on the line. Remember, I've been telling you about this is a pivotal fucking moment in American history right fucking now. Historians are gonna look back on this time with 20/20 hindsight, and they're gonna see all the mistakes that were made that led up to this moment, and the big mistake that either destroyed the country's democracy or saved it, okay? And they're going to see how fear, we're going to learn about fear being the worst element in anything. When people are so scared about the other side that the fear is what's destroying their confidence, okay? That's what you're going to see talked about in history classes in the future, okay? That the United States was so wrought with division that the other side was painted as such a villain, that it was fear that drove people to the polls, but it was also fear that destroyed the democracy, that they were so afraid they would lose because they were tripping all over themselves to try to get there. Instead of staying united behind their cause, they gave up their cause because they needed somebody that they felt more comfortable with, okay? And as Jeffrey Hakeem said, I guess in his thing, there is no perfect candidate in any of these elections. You go through history, every presidential candidate who became president or who lost the race, they all had flaws. They all had some kind of flaw in their character, or in some way. There was no such thing as a perfect candidate, and there still isn't to this day. And the problem, I think, with the Republican Party and the Democrat Party is they don't trust names you don't know. They're too unwilling to bring forward new faces because they're so invested on trying to win. And it's because of that we're going to destroy somebody that we know, because they think he ain't strong enough to go up against, the villain, essentially. But what they've lost sight of is that this is not a regular campaign for president. This is a race to save democracy or watch it burn. Okay? There's so much more at stake here than just who the hell's running for president right now. Okay, and I think even Biden has been trying to convey that in things he says, that this is more than just me. We're talking about the future of democracy in this country. Okay? And voting, and you have a binary choice here. A yes or a no, a 1 or a 0, black or white. Okay, you have a binary choice here. And you're either going to stand for this country, because this race is going to test your faith in the United States. And if you decide you're not going to vote for Biden because he's too old, then your faith in the country ain't much worth of anything, is it? Okay? You're not really a patriot. You're not really an American, because you're not seeing this thing as it is. You're just being selfish. You're being selfish because you think, oh, well, Mom, if my guy doesn't win, I'm just not going to vote. It's all about the guy you want to vote for, right? No, it isn't. In this case, it's not, because there's so much more riding on this thing, okay? I tried to tell you in the last video about Project 2025. There's a whole lot more in there that I haven't told you yet, okay? But there's a lot of stuff in there that's going to become a reality on January if you decide not to vote for Biden, okay? And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be pretty. A lot of you people out there, you're going to be, some of you people, I really don't know what's going to happen for a lot of you Democrats out there. Your lives are going to be upended. I know that as a fact. Your lives are going to be upended. If you're gay or you're trans or something, you better not advertise that come January. If Trump is winning, you better keep that to yourself. If the less people know that, the better, because otherwise you're going to be a target. If they don't know you already, you're going to be a target. And for anyone that's illegal in this country, Trump wins this thing, and you better pack up what you have and go right back to where you were, because if you stay here, your future is not going to be certain. They'll round you up, they'll put you in camps, okay? What they do with you from that point, I don't know. I don't know. It's not even really laid out in Project 2025. They just talk about camps, putting you in a camp. I don't know what that's going to mean. And it should scare the hell out of people, because with the Supreme Court saying the president can do what he wants as long as it's considered official business, you know, the president can deem anything official business. Even if he wants to assassinate somebody, he can say, I had to because of national security. He was a national security risk. In fact, Biden could do that right now. If he wanted to keep Trump from getting in there, he could send SEAL Team 6 after him and have Trump assassinated, and then he can come out on the press and say, we found evidence that he was a danger to national security, it had to be done, okay? And let the Supreme Court chew on that, because that's taking their words right out of their mouth and putting it right in their fucking face. Okay? But like I said, that's what's going to happen if Trump wins. And if that doesn't motivate you to vote, and vote Democrat down the fucking ticket, or vote for Biden, or whoever the hell is going to be, if that doesn't motivate you to get out of your damn chair, get out to the fucking polling station and vote, then you're useless. Okay? You're fucking useless. You shouldn't even be in the fucking party that you're a member of, all right? You're not even American. As far, and this is I'm a veteran, okay? So I can say this, you know, and tell you people, you know, you're not going to vote. Don't come crying to me if your life is destroyed because of the son of a bitch you allowed to get in there, okay? I don't want to hear it. This is no time for weakness. It's time for strength, and you need to stand united behind your president right now. He needs you to be there. He's trying to lead you down a better path. Don't falter now. Don't falter. Don't do this shit, okay? This is bad politics right here, what you're trying to do. All right, that's it for today. So weekend's coming up tomorrow, Saturday, so have a good weekend, everybody. Try to get out and enjoy the weather, if you have some good weather there. And subscribe, comment, and share. And keep your ears open for health-related matters. And please treat each other kind out there. Lots of stress, lots of tension, lots of anxiety. And what alleviates that is laughter and good cheer and friends and family that you can get along with. Okay? Don't stay isolated alone in your own thoughts, okay? You know, sometimes it's good to just try to think about other things. Give yourself a break, okay? Whether you believe it or not, a person's mood can really impact a person's physical health. It really does happen, so think about that. I'll talk to you guys later, so take care. Bye-bye.